He says, save fuel, burn Nixon. Burn Nixon. You know, the guy was president. So burn him, save fuels, burn that fellow. This American nation, look, I says, they let the Vietnamese down. They lost 50,000 men, Americans, that died in Vietnam. But eventually they threw in the towel. Look, the same fellow now, what he did now. In Beirut, he was there with his navy there, and he's shooting 35 miles away, hitting at those people in the mountains, the Muslims. This American fellow, big bully, shooting from 35 miles, his cannons. Nobody can come anywhere near to shoot at his boat. 35 miles away he's shooting. And he's barricaded himself, militarized himself. One Muslim did the job, one man. You know that one man did the job. He chased the whole American Navy, one man. The whole of the British force, whole of the French force, whole of the Italian force. One man did the job. Do you know that? Not the whole 100 million Arabs. One man did it. In a truck with dynamite, he went and smashed into the Americans. 260, he killed one hit. And the Americans couldn't stomach that. They can hit you, yes, but they can't get hurt. They mustn't get hurt. So the Americans started crying, say, oh, my son, bring them back, bring them back. Shh. So the Americans went, the Navy went, his Marines went, the French went, the British went, the Italian went. Who did it? One man did it. That spirit is required. If you are prepared to pay for what you want, there is nothing on earth which you can't get. This is the law of Allah. You give what you are supposed to pay for what you want, and you can get it. One man can chase a whole. This atom bomb is nothing. What is atom bomb against the mind of man? Where is the atom bomb? Where is the atomic plants? No, you can destroy it. They're barricading the White House now in Washington. Do you know that? It's this mentality they're barricading against. Says, look, shh, these guys are too dangerous now. They know now how to hit. So I said, look, let's come to terms. You beat my brothers 3 times. You beat them 30 times, but you haven't solved the problem. They can afford to keep on coming back 100 times. But if you lose once, I say it's done for you. Only once. You have to lose only once. And you are wiped out for good. Why wait for that? Why don't you come to terms? Shh. Change your label. Change your label. So this questioner says, why don't you change your label? I said, you know, I'm a young man. I like that. You see, he's coming for a fight. So I said, look, I don't mind. I don't mind changing my label. But I said, when I want to change my label, you're going to put hurdles in my way. You will tell me what to do. Like you did to that Afrikaner. He wanted to marry a Jewish girl, an Afrikaner. So they said, you must learn Hebrew. So he learned Hebrew. And you must learn all the laws of the Talmud and the Mishnah and the Torah. He mastered all that. Then he says in the Sunday Times, there was an article with this picture, he said, and at the age of 23, I was painfully circumcised to become a Jew. Of course, they don't have to do it to us. We are already circumcised. But now, so I said, but that guy is still a 3rd grade Jew. In your mind, he's still a 3rd grade Jew. Let's say I succeed. First thing, you don't want a black man. The white man, willy-nilly, because your daughter is running away, you want to convert him. All right. But me, you don't want really. You don't want me. But suppose I succeed in going through all the hurdles and you convert me to become a Jew. I said, what have you achieved? I said, how many are you in the world today? So somebody said, we are about 12 million then. They are about 15 million now. 12 million. I said, all right. So you become 12 million in one. You know, me also become a Jew. It's 12 million in one. But I said, you know, if you change your label, we are 700 million then. We are 1,000 million now. I said, we are 700 million. I said, we become 700 million in one. Can't you see the difference? I said, you're a businessman. You as a businessman, you know that if you have a product for which you have a market of 12 million pounds of 5 roses tea, for example. You change the label and you get 700 million people to buy. You are a bloody fool, I said, if you don't change your label. No. And there's no copyright on the label. No copyright. Put it on, man. You get 700 million customers for your product. You're a fool if you don't change your label. And I tell you, the young men, I can see very sincere. Look, there's some goodness in them. With all the things that are going on, there is certain goodness in them, which bulk of our people, they lack. They haven't got it. You know the Shatila and Sabra massacre. They killed every man, woman, and child. And even the horses were killed. This is the reminiscence of what they did to the Philistines in the book of Joshua, chapter 6, verse 21. And they killed every man, woman, and child, young and old, and even asses were not spared. Donkeys, they killed even donkeys, the Jews. So now, Shabra and Shatila, they did it again. But this time they said, we didn't do it. It's the Christians who did it. I said, all right, but who was showing the flares, torches? Who was showing the torches? Not you. But we must take off our hat to the Jew. They are our cousins. With all the shortcomings, we have a lot of shortcomings too. They have something good in them, I tell you. 300 to 400,000 Jews, they gathered in Tel Aviv outside Begin's house and saying, Begin and Sharon are murderers. There's blood on your hand. Resign. Did they do that? The newspapers of the world carried said they did that. That you are murderers. They called the Prime Minister murderers. There's blood on your hand. You, Sharon and Begin, must resign. You are murderers. There's blood on your hands. When not a single Muslim nation, as far as I know, nothing happened in Karachi, nothing happened in Islamabad, nothing happened in any Muslim capital of the world. Not even a word of protest. So I am asking you. I know I'm ashamed to have this recorded, but it's a fact. I say, who is a better man, the Jew or you? He protested against his own people. He said, you are a murderer. There's blood on your hand. You must resign. 300,000 they gathered, and they made a big noise. The Muslims said nothing. So there is some goodness in him. And I believe that they are not meant for destruction. We haven't done our job. For 1,000 years they ran to Muslim lands, the Jews. And in 1,000 years we didn't convert 1,000 Jewish families to Islam. This is it. Imagine. 1,000 years they came looking for shelter, for protection, for aid. And you couldn't convert 1,000 Jewish families to Islam. Either there's something wrong with you, or Islam is a spent force. You tell me, which? 1,000 years you couldn't convert 1,000 Jewish families to Islam. Why didn't you? Because you were satisfied, you were smug. You said, these are the Hazrat Musa alayhi salam ki qawm hai, these are the people of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Allah says, ta'alaw, call them. Ya Ahl al-Kitab, O Jews and Christians, ta'alaw, come. No, you didn't read that. Ya Ahl al-Kitab, la taghlu fi dinikum. You didn't read that. That's the trouble. You're not doing the job. So what, Allah comes down from the heaven with a whip in his hand? No. He tells the guy, says, give it to him. Give it to him. He is taking my name and he's not doing my job. So the law comes into effect, as Allah says, وَإِن تَتَوَلَّوْا يَسْتَبْدِلْ قَوْمًا خَيْرَكُمْ. That if you, O Muslims, if you will not carry out your duties and responsibilities, I will substitute in your place another people. ثُمَّ لَا يَكُونُوا أَمْثَالَكُمْ. Then they won't be like you. This is his law. He's done it in the past. He's going to do it again and again. Same law must prevail always. But I say there is hope. There is hope. There are two things to do. One is offer Islam to the Jew. Talk to him. We haven't talked. So far we have been only fighting. I said talk to him intellectually. Give him an intellectual battle and deprogram the Christian. Because the Christian is programmed with the idea that Palestine belongs to the Jews. And if they go against the Jews, they're going against God. Wash that rubbish out of his head. It's rubbish. There's no such thing. That Palestine belongs to the Jews. Even in the Bible it's not there. But the Jew is programmed and the Christian is programmed. We have to deprogram them, reprogram them. Number one, solution to the problem. Change the names. Change them to become Muslims. Offer them. Then if they don't accept, leave it to Allah. I say, Ya Bari Ta'ala, look, we want them to be our brothers, but they don't want it. Now we are fighting for Islam, not for land. At the moment we're fighting for land. You fight for Allah and His deen, Allah is sure to help you. But now we are fighting for land, land, land. I said, I don't say don't fight, fight. But look, open a second front, intellectual front. You can give battle to them intellectually. And this is Allah's promise. لِيُزْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. That it may prevail. He's given you a deen to prevail, master, and overcome every other deen. How? With a gun? No. He says, La ikraha fid deen. There is no compulsion in religion. So even if you had the laser gun, disqualified. You have no right to use it to force people to accept Islam. Then how? With the intellect, you can do the job against the Jews, against the Christians, against the communists, against every ism. Islam is destined to master them all. Try. Number two, every time we go into battle with the Jews, we are not fighting the Jews alone. We are fighting America. Do you know that?